Good morning. Something that I thought might be interesting, if nothing else, would be to go through an issue of the Glatisant. I'm pretty far behind on actually reading these. This is the one from last November, number 34. The old school D&D newsletter from Questing Beast, Ben Milton. There's some interesting stuff in here, but I thought I would show you how I actually go through and read this because I read very little of what's actually in here. So, this is nothing, this first paragraph. He has a reviews section in here. 10-foot pole declares 3 adventures to be the best. Well, as we know, Bryce gets the bullet. But let's take a look here at these. $11. No. $15. No. $21. Oh, $15. Still no. Although, I seem to recall Wyvern Song's Brad Care. Never mind. Fuck that. Fuck all that. I guess I'm not supposed to swear. I don't care. Doesn't matter. Seed of Worlds. I think these are degenerates or something. Or no, who is this guy? I don't... Zao Seed. I have no idea who this is, actually. I don't remember. This is some kind of zine? About downtime? That's nothing. That's garbage. Strict time records. Oh, that's Kelvin. Is that Kelvin Green's thing? It is Kelvin Green. I don't own this. I seem to recall Prince reviewing it poorly, which we can at least trust Prince to probably be correct if he says something isn't good. Oh God, go away. Okay. Night at the Opera. Let's just real quick. Night at the Opera is I should have this blocked so I can never go to this website. Let's just scroll. Let's try to find the comments section. Let me just scroll to the bottom of this blog article to get the comments section. I'm just gonna get to the comments section real quick. I want to scroll down until I get to the comments section. Oh God, I'm looking for the comments section. If I just keep scrolling, somewhere in here, I'll eventually get to the. Well, there are some comments. Anyway, fuck off. Fuck that guy. He has some serious autism or something. I don't know. I've never gotten anything out of reading one of his giant walls of text. Savor's Total Party Kill. Warden's Guide for Mothership. I don't know if I know this blog, and I don't care about Mothership anyway. Summarizing good OSR rule sets. Like Cairn. What a fucking retard. Don't you just want to break this man's jaw with a nice strong punch in the jaw? Just like, pow, ah, blood everywhere. Don't say things like that ever. I mean, that's integrity gone. Not that this man ever had any, but whatever. Anyway, sorry, I shouldn't say. Questing Beast reviewed a few things. Some of these might be okay, or at least interesting. I guess you get the free, the poor man's knave. So Demon Bone Sarcophagus, for example, we could go to his YouTube video. He'll have the book spread wide open, and we'll be able to see that we should absolutely not pay 1 second of attention to this piece of shit product. So reviews are basically out the door pretty much every time. There's no reason to look at them. Sponsors, I mean, I understand it's a newsletter. That's fair. You're allowed to have sponsors, but I'm not looking at that shit. Industry news. This could potentially be interesting. I mean, if you care about Dolman, if you're not following other sources and you care about like, oh, Dolmanwood's coming out, like, okay, now I know when it's gonna be here. Obviously, any kind of award show is going to be a bunch of pedophiles declaring their child sexual predator friends as the winners. So, who gives a fuck what they think? Dungeon Craft reports the Bank of America. That is so uninteresting. It is funny how Professor DM's channel degraded completely because he ran out of topics to talk about. His channel was always like sort of mid. Really, I think he peaked when his own son told him that he didn't know how to run D&D, And then after that, he's been mostly making these crappy videos about nothing, which sucks for him, but whatever. Free OSE class, the Necromancer. This sounds so terrible. God, I don't want to have to download it here. Is the full-size preview? Yes, it's just the full thing, probably. Oh, I think I looked at this back when it came out. The whole concept of this is really garbage because, for one thing, Necromancer is one of the class titles for Magic User. But moreover, you don't really need all these subclasses. Like Illusionist in AD&D is interesting because theoretically it works differently from a regular Magic user. It's an entirely separate form of magic. Whether that's actually borne out by the rules is another question, but whatever. We'll take the argument for granted. This is just going to be a spell collection, so fuck that noise. Deep discounts for Adobe. Oh, a substitute for Adobe. Traverse Fantasy. This is Marcia, who is... I'd like to see a picture of this so-called Marcia, but, you know, there's nothing wrong with this fantasy medieval campaigns thing. It's a, well, like it says here, a very faithful retro clone of OD&D for free. That's true. New rules. Oh boy. Knave spells. More knave spells. Hero Quest. Mouse Ritter. New game plus mechanics to D&D. What the heck? I gotta see this. Holy shit, look at this. Look at this article. Are you ready for this? When you roll up a new character. Okay, that's not what New Game Plus is, you dumb fucking piece of shit. This person has never played a fucking video game even. What the fuck does this moron think he's allowed to talk about games for? Fuck this guy. I'm not reading his fucking loser article. I hope he gets fucking hit by a bus. I should stop swearing. It's upsetting the dogs. Matt Colville has an excellent primer on how old school gaming works. That does not seem likely to be true. Look at that man's face. Look at how excited he is. But maybe he's doing it for the thumbnail. YouTube is like that. I don't know. I'm not going to look at it. I think we may have looked at this back in the day. In November, so to speak. Awesome Lies. Trade dress. I kind of want to click on this. This doesn't seem like it's going to be very interesting, but... I mean, if you're interested in seeing this, he sure did line the pictures of the boxes up in this blog article. You can now take a Google Street View tour through Pyramid of Giza. That's kind of interesting. See, that's the kind of thing that's like, that could be fun. I could click on that and go through and look, and that could be interesting. Ben Riggs tracks down some map. Ben Riggs wrote some books, which are kind of interesting, I suppose, from what I've heard or what I've read of summaries. We have this whole thing where it's like the whole idea of trying to like track down the history in order to learn some, secret trick is it's sort of this like weird cult ideologue behavior. I don't know. John Romero. The premise of Doom was derived from a D&D game he played with John Carmack. That's probably true-ish, but I doubt that's very interesting to look at. He's gonna mention it for like 5 seconds. Wandering Bill's Journal. Read much of Appendix Online. That sounds useful. That is Project Gutenberg. So if I click... Wait, what the heck did I do? Books by Brackett Lay. Which book was he recommending? The Face... Oh, no. Oh, he doesn't name the book. He's just saying this author. In fact, this is one of the only links. A lot of these are not linked. So basically, you can probably read all the crappy ones. Howard? Conan? Online? Oh, wow. You actually can read this stuff online. That's not a bad idea. You could come in here and read Beyond the Black River by Robert E. Howard for free. That is a good idea. That is a very good idea. You should do that. So this link here, Wandering Bill's Journal, I'm going to keep that one open because that is genuinely useful. That'll be good to share with people. Mazes and Monsters gets a Blu-ray release. I've never seen or heard of that movie. I mean, I probably have heard of it. Fake game covers? What? RPG theory and advice. Pitching your game to online retailers. What? Let's take a look here. What in the world? You designed your game, blah, blah, blah. You did all the work. I see. Okay. You've printed you have the product ready to go, and now you're just looking to get someone to help you sell it. Wholesale is 50% of retail price. Huh. I mean, I guess this could be interesting if you're just, do we have some reason? I don't know who this guy is. Like, what is, games. Let's see. I've never heard of any of this, and it looks like crap. But he might know what he's talking about. I mean, the article looked decent at a glance. I suppose I'd want someone that I know is competent in this field to look and read this and decide if they think this guy's advice is any good. Bastionland. What's his name? Chris something. Chris McDowell. He's kind of lost the plot a bit. He mostly writes junk. Silly little monsters. I don't know. I don't necessarily have anything wrong or see anything wrong with this, but after a while, it becomes kind of uninspiring. And I wonder if he's using any of these in any games he runs, or if he runs games. I guess I gotta put this here. I don't know. To Distant Lands. Framework for one scene adventures. This sounds so hilariously terrible that I want to look at it. Scene, strong hooker framing, clear objectives or stakes, no obvious course of action, tension, toys. Oh, this is a checklist. You're going to include all of these things. So this is like, he took all the components of like a 5-room dungeon and just put them in a list and claimed it's going to be a 1-room dungeon. It's basically like the most complicated room, I guess. Huh. I mean, I guess there's something wrong with this. I wouldn't put this, like, this is not correct, really. I mean, technically, the way this would play out in a game is correct, because what would happen is you put this in an adventure, in a module. You put this in a regular module, where this is room 100, and then the players get here, you pause the session, or you it happens to work out that the session ends, and then they come back the next time and they play the final room, which is detailed this extensively, and it ends up taking the full session to deal with the issue. So that in that sense, he's not even wrong. It really would be a one scene adventure, meaning a 4-hour session, 3-hour session maybe. I don't know. This article doesn't. I'm probably not going to get anything out of this if I read it, but I don't see anything wrong with it. Seems fine. Idiom Drottning will always click on. The Jewsweed Harpy, who came up with Blorb, which is quite good. Fractal Subsystems. Most difficult mind wax. It's easy to get the impression that it's a big branching flowchart of scenes. Don't do that. Game styles. You're with me so far. I'm skipping over most of your words. Let's see if I understand anyway. Because I'm not going to read this whole thing. Like, you guys are not going to sit here and watch me pretend to read. I'm not sure that I can grok this by skimming it. There's a decent amount of text here. Here's the mind blow. The entire game is a system of a system of systems. It's systems all the way. Maps. maps of locations. You should even have maps of maps, like a wilderness map, where the dungeons are placed. That's all true. I guess that's what the idea. I mean, basically, there may be some interesting things would be described in an interesting way so that it sort of seeds into your brain and makes you understand it. But really, the takeaway, I think, and there is more text in here I'm not going to read, but maps about maps. Sorry, dungeon maps placed in a wilderness map. That's true. It's not wrong. So anyway, I'm not going to spend any more time on that. Arcane Library, Kelsey Dion. Organize your campaign notes. Oh, it's a video.
Hey everyone, this is...
Oh God. We're not going to listen to that. I guess it's this link also. I don't know why she looks so haggard in the thumbnail. It's very odd. Get some sleep. 3 quirks of player psychology. The phenomenology of death in D&D. Rapidly make bite-sized dungeons. Monty Cook has an excellent article on describing rather than defining D&D. Ranger Lemire has the clearest explanation for old school thief skills I've seen. This is another thing where he puts the link in, but it's really just this link to this video. This is also a video that I would probably watch just to see if he's full of shit, which I think I'm going to keep that open so that I can... Oh, sorry, but yeah. There are all these other articles. I think I'll probably go back and skim through some of these. This is the kind of stuff that I like. This is the kind of stuff that I open the Glatisant for, is this theory stuff, I guess. RPG theory. Stuff like these, they're sort of fun to read. They might make me think about something in a new way. I forget who these guys are. Is this Noisems? Yeah, Noisems. Noisem's blog is fine. He could say something interesting. I forget this guy is it's a long ass thing. Brian Redoubt. I don't remember who he is exactly. I think I've seen his blog before. It's probably fine. Marcia is surprisingly fine. I really actually enjoy the articles that are focused on something legitimate. I don't know. We'll read this. Monty Cook. Naturally, we will read whatever he has to say. It might not be good, but we'll see. I'm intrigued. World building. 2 posts on creating point crawls. I don't know. I'm not going to read his stuff anymore. I'm not going to do it. I don't care what anyone says. I'm out. I'm done. He was profoundly wrong once, and that's all it takes. Unless there's like an apology and a redaction, I'm not reading any of this shit anymore. Fantasy taverns. Based on particular OSR blogs. This sounds terrible. I'm going to click on these just to see how fucking awful they are. Why he likes his boring fantasy setting. That could be fine. There's not a lot here. Okay, we're done with that. So we've got a decent number of these things. We're going to look at these real quick. RPG blogs. Oh, this is exactly as terrible as I imagined. It's this sort of incestuous, like, I don't know what to call it. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. It's like, it's cringe as fuck. It's the worst thing. You've disappeared up your own asshole, mister. And then this guy, of course, everybody joined in because they need to have their, like, fucking link. Everybody links to each other. Jackasses. Write something legitimate, and then you won't have to pull that crap. Alex Schroeder, generally good. So this will be another one I keep. So basically, I read through the whole thing, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things I'm going to follow up on. And that is my process for going through the Glatisant. I hope you enjoyed this, whatever the heck this video was. Peace.